So yesterday was a very eventful day. The horror of what happened in Belfast seems to have been impossible for the media to hide. Of course, they're going to spin their narrative, and we'll go into that in a second. So the video I made yesterday got far more views than I normally would do. So obviously, this is a topic that is of a great interest to many people. I talked about the protests that were organised, all over the country, and I decided at the last minute, me and my lady, she agreed that we would cancel the plans that we had, and we would go to the one in Exeter, which was, sorry, I got a really itchy ear, which is the nearest one to us. So we're on the way there, and I said to her, I think this is going to be very poorly attended. This is a progressive city, university town. I tried to put down her expectations, because the only other event she ever went to was last September's United Kingdom, and of course, there was a million or more people there. And of course, this wasn't organised. So we got there, and there was a couple of people from my Restore group, the Central Devon group, and so it was nice to see them. And then dribs and drabs of people came along. It maybe went up to 20, 25 people, and it was nice. We just stood around chatting for a bit. A couple of people had, flags, but it was what I thought it was going to be. Damp squib, I believe, is the term. But nice to talk to people, and at the end we dispersed, and me and my lady went for a burger, very nice burger. Anyway, well, when I got back, I was obviously very interested to see what was going on, and so I found out during the day that from the Dan Whitman podcast that the local people that really control things, the men, because just not forget, it wasn't that long ago that there was paramilitary stuff going on there. They oversee who comes in and goes out. They prepared the streets, ready for a night of chaos, organised chaos, perhaps. And they, if that's not a oxymoron, so there wasn't a lot of footage that I could see. And, around the country there were different protests, so it was but I saw obviously fires. And it looks like what they've done is they've targeted areas that have a higher number of non-locals. This is matter of fact. This isn't good or bad. This is just what I know has happened, what I can see has happened. So that's the thing. And whether or not this continues for days, it may do. I don't know. As I always wake up in the middle of the night, about 4 a.m, I woke up and I went downstairs and I did something I hate doing. I put Twitter on my phone, saw one video of it, and then ended up doom scrolling for a while, and obviously go through video after video of racial violence. But there was a video, and I wanted to try to confirm whether or not this was true. So it was either in Edinburgh or Glasgow. A group of masked Scots guys, locals, ethnic Scottish guys, were out and beating up brown people. Now, I should condemn. I'm going to try to find a path through this minefield. I don't approve. I do not condone. But it's hard to outright condemn the actions of a group of people when they realise there is no other option available to them, because time and time again the establishment shows us, shut up, accept it, it's good for you, as they continue to do. The extremists in this country is the establishment. They are out of their minds, zealots to a cause that they believe wholeheartedly in, that the West is bad, and globalism, some sort of socialist globalism, anarcho Islamic leftist, whatever. I don't know what the labels are, but they're obsessed in this vision. And in that vision It requires for us to be subjugated and accept this fate. And it's not going to happen. So what we saw yesterday with violence, fires. If I've got this wrong, I take it back. If I find out I'm wrong about this, I will take it back. I do not want to be incorrect here. Targeting ethnic minorities is inevitable. Of course, it's going to happen. People see time and time and time again immigrants, children of immigrants, the grandchildren of the immigrants carrying out atrocities against us. And let's not beat around the bush here. That despicable attack in Belfast was designed to create terror. Of course, the media is just so horrible. I can't express how much I hate them, because they're trying to say a stabbing. A man did a thing happened and a man did a thing with a knife to another man. It can be as vague as they want. That was to create shock and terror by gouging out the guy's eyes. I've heard a rumour, and I don't know if this is true, that the victim has passed away. Again, that was in a WhatsApp group connected to our Restore group, so I do not know how true that is. My prayers and best wishes, whatever. Sympathy to that poor man and any family he has, because that's just what an appalling way to go out if that's true. And obviously if he hasn't passed and he survives this, I heard he was special needs, and I think he was deaf. Is he now blind? And obviously the establishment do not want to release any information on this, because it will just generate more quite understandable outrage. So the message to the establishment is, from the people, stop what you're doing, because we are inevitably going to end up with race wars in this country, where perfectly nice black and brown people are going to be targeted for revenge. It's going to happen. There isn't another way. I can say to everyone, please don't do that. You shouldn't target innocent people. Please don't do that. Right? It's pissing in the wind. Nothing will change it. So the establishment, you have the choice. You have the option to reverse course. You can round up, and I don't care about the language, you can round up all these, especially the illegal immigrants, get them out of these hotels, get them away from nice, good English and Scottish and Welsh people and Northern Irish people. Get them away from them. Get these savages away. Lock them up in detention camps. Get them ready to deport. And if they don't know where they're from, a midge-infested island off the coast, the Scottish Hebrides, will be fine. I actually quite like the idea of, let's convert an oil rig, shall we? Put them in an oil rig in the North Sea. Give them bread and water until they remember where they're from, and then send them back. But you won't. And then obviously the next stage is, let's lock up everyone that's a legal immigrant that is bad. Let's get them out as well. That's what you should do. If you want to stop what is coming, and again, I have to be very, very, very careful with my wording here. I don't want it. I'm trying to mediate between people and the establishment, for whatever it's worth, to try to get you to reverse and get the media to start being honest and stop gaslighting us. But you're not going to, are you? You're going to pursue, you're going to carry on with the plan no matter what. And so the end result is something similar to Yugoslavia, I guess, in the early 90s. Something like that. Just race and religious wars going on, atrocities. And to those that are in positions of power, you must know what happens to you. You must know, don't you? If you've got two brain cells to rub together, you can see what happens when people have been pushed to beyond that point. So I predict more carnage, more horrors. I don't want it. But what else is there for people? when they're pushed to a point of into a corner and they have nothing left to do but to fight back. Anyway, what a horrible situation. Try to stay safe. Whatever. Have a good day. Bye-bye.